Factsverse presents Couple Adopts Triplets. A week later, the doctor reveals something nobody expected. Sarah and Andy Justice are a happy couple from Tulsa, Oklahoma. After 3 years of marriage, the couple decided it was time to start a family. They wanted to spend a few years focused on one another as husband and wife, but now they were ready to have children. Sarah and Andy tried to conceive on their own, but it just wasn't working. They tried for 3 years to get pregnant, and they just weren't successful. The stress was taking its toll on the couple, and their marriage was strained. To save their marriage and start the family they always wanted, Sarah decided to make an appointment with a fertility doctor. Since there were no reputable fertility specialists in Tulsa, they traveled to St. Louis, Missouri. It was 2014 when they took the 6-hour drive to see the specialist. Unfortunately, they got bad news. Despite that, they decided not to give up. The couple asked about in vitro fertilization, and the doctor said that they would be good candidates. They were told that there was only a 10% chance that they would get pregnant, though. They wanted a family so badly they decided to go through with it anyway. And that meant Sarah would need to have hormone treatments for months before having her eggs harvested. When the couple thought about the cost of the procedure and the low risk of success, they eventually changed their minds and decided to find another way to have a family. The procedure itself would have cost $60,000, so they considered adoption instead. Sarah and Andy started researching adoption and discovered it would be a long process. The application was lengthy, and their personal lives and the living situation would be vetted. When their application was finally accepted, their home still had to be evaluated. The adoption agency had to make sure that their home was fit for raising a child. When everything finally did pass, they just had to wait for word that a baby was waiting for them. Finally, the couple got the call. One of the mothers they had met with chose them to raise her child. They were thrilled that finally all of their prayers had been answered. They started planning for the arrival of their new baby, but things didn't go as planned. At the last minute, the mother backed out. They were devastated, but they didn't let that stop them from trying to have their family. After another round of interviews, they were chosen by another mother. Sadly, though, the same thing happened again. After the second mother backed out, both Sarah and Andy were very discouraged. They refused to give up, and they prayed every day. Finally, their prayers were answered. A third mother chose the couple to adopt their baby. It was exciting news. Although they were afraid to get too excited, knowing what had happened twice before, they just couldn't help themselves. The birth mother invited them to an ultrasound appointment, and the couple was thrilled at that. None of the other birth mothers had done that, so they had hope that the baby she was carrying would be theirs. The couple was excited to see their baby for the first time on the ultrasound. But things didn't go the way they expected then either. During the ultrasound, the tech detected 3 heartbeats. The mother was carrying triplets. They couldn't believe it. They had no intention of adopting 3 babies at the same time, but they knew these babies were meant for them. They weren't prepared to have 3 babies, but, well, they were up for the challenge. They always wanted a big family, so they figured they could go through the adoption process just once and get their big family all at the same time. The couple started getting ready for their new family, and they began buying 3 of everything. Although it was expensive, it wasn't as expensive as IVF would have been. In May of 2013, the birth mother's water broke 8 weeks early. The couple ran to the hospital to wait for their babies to be born, and they all weighed only 3 pounds. They were named Hannah, Elizabeth, and Joel. The babies had to remain in the neonatal unit so that they could get stronger, and Sarah and Andy admired them patiently from afar. A week after the babies were born, Sarah began feeling sick. She decided to see her doctor. She wanted to make sure that she was healthy so that she could care for the 3 newborns when they were ready to come to her home. When the doctor gave Sarah the result of her tests, she couldn't believe it. You've probably already guessed, haven't you? Yep, Sarah was pregnant. A few months into the pregnancy, Sarah found out she was pregnant with twins. The news they were going to be parents to 5 children shocked the couple. Sarah and Andy expected to adopt 1 baby. They ended up adopting triplets. Sarah thought she was barren. She became pregnant with twins. When their story got out, people from all over the world were donating money and baby items. With 5 newborns, they went through 200 diapers and 84 bottles a week. Since the triplets were identical and the twins were identical as well, the couple had to figure out some way to tell all their babies apart. Sarah painted each of their nails a different color, and they used that method until the babies began to develop distinct features. When her babies were toddlers, Sarah found out that she was pregnant again. Finally, the Justices had the big family they'd always dreamed of. They adopted triplets. A week later, the doctor revealed something nobody expected, and from there, the surprises just kept coming, and the Justices couldn't be happier about it. Subscribe for more!